You're listening to Thoughtful Wellness Revolution with Zara and Hien, where we believe wellness isn't wellness if it's just for you. Today, you're listening to a preview of a bonus episode. Before we get started, remember to give us a 5-star rating and review. Let's get into it.
So, hi everybody. This is our bonus episode with Olivia, and I want to know, Olivia, how do you take care of yourself? And what does wellness or being well mean to you?
Sleep. I've started regularly getting 8 hours of sleep. And it is changing my life. I've started taking naps, which I never did before. Changing my life. So sleep is a big one. And then the other one is really trying to practice what I teach. So taking, I finally found like a weekly yin class that I'm able to go to regularly that I love in person. And it's been years since that's been able to happen. And it's so restorative, but it's just this, how can I fill my cup in the practices that I love? Because I've reached a point that I feel really grateful to be in where I'm teaching so much of what I love, but it can be really easy to not actually engage in that with myself. So prioritizing that to the best of my ability. And walks. I go for a daily walk outside, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Again, it makes me think of that meme that's like, you're so upset and it's like, maybe if you drank some water and got some sun, you would be fine. That's a lot of my life right now. So very basic.
No, I love that. And I think it's like sounding like it's similar to the meme that's like, oh, I'm basically just a house plant. Like I just need some water and some sun, just a little bit of love.
Yeah.
So I feel that. And what does wellness mean to you? Like, how do you know when you're feeling well versus when you're not?
I think it's my nervous system. So when I'm really anxious, when I'm really in more of like a fight or flight, whether or not I'm conscious of it, to me, and the way that my mind gets in those times, like to me, that's hell on earth, is being stuck in this like cortisol driven adrenaline worst case scenario, Enneagram 6, like the world is ending and it's all my fault and everyone hates me kind of a vibe. And that tends to be when my nervous system is not regulated. And so when I'm well, I am able to identify that and understand hopefully what I need to to work in community and communion with the overprotective, anxious self and be like, all right, we need to go to yin. We need to put the phone down. We need to just go to bed. We need to go for a walk. We need to go hug a tree. We need to go hug mom. Like these, so to me, it's, I don't think that being unwell is being anxious necessarily, because I think it's part of my human existence. And I do believe that my anxiety and my nervous system, when it's not regulated, is still working to protect me. And so to me, wellness is when I'm able to acknowledge that that's what's happening and either just be like, well, we're an anxious bunny today and that's all that it's going to be. And, or to be like, okay, how can I pattern interrupt this? How can I ask for help? That to me, that ability to see it, what is it? The observer mind, as the yoga teacher in me would say. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I appreciate you talking about your nervous system and your anxiety, especially knowing you're an Enneagram 6, not as a hindrance necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, because our brains are designed to protect us. Our egos are designed to protect us. That's why they exist. I love that Buddhist saying that's like, you need to have enough ego not to walk in front of a bus. It's designed to protect you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when Hien said you were into the Enneagram, I obviously internally freaked out because I'm obsessed with the Enneagram. And so I was a little curious to hear from someone else and who doesn't necessarily, I talk to a lot of people who work with the Enneagram specifically about this, and I'd love to hear someone who knows the Enneagram well, but it's not their specific work. How would you say knowing your type and understanding the Enneagram impacts your daily life in a way, like your work, your ability to approach like politics or leftism or whatever work you're doing? Yeah, I'm just curious about your relationship to the Enneagram and that.
So I found the Enneagram pretty early in like the personal development side of, or section of my life, era of my life, I guess you could say. So it's probably 5 or 6 years ago now.
Thank you for listening to the Thoughtful Wellness Revolution podcast. For the full episode and more bonus content, you can go to thoughtfulwellnessrevolution.substack.com and subscribe for only $5 a month.